Hey everyone, welcome back to Vinyl Latte. Louis V here, gonna do an unboxing from Vinyl Me Please. So I hope that you have your cup of coffee ready, because today we're diving into some new records, freshly delivered. So you got that right. It's not just one, but it's two boxes. One's really light though, so I'm not really sure what's in that one. But if you bear with me one moment, we're gonna go ahead and get these bad boys opened up and take a peek at what's inside. All right, everyone, welcome back. I got both boxes unboxed. The first box that I showed you, one was really light, and I was wondering what could have been in it. And it was actually an album that should have been emailed to me last month. So there was only one album included in that, and that was the Dolly Parton's New Harvest and First Gathering. And if I remember correctly, this album was originally launched in 1977. And what was cool about this specific album was it was the first album that I believe Dolly Parton self-produced. So really, really cool time period for her. This album really marked a significant point of her career. Also, too, I believe this was also probably the first album that she started to really show her versatility outside of just country music. She'd do a little bit of experimenting there. If you're not familiar with this particular album, I think the songs to go ahead and give it a stream would be on side A here, Light of a Clear Blue Morning and Applejack. They're the first two songs. Worth giving a listen, especially if you're a Dolly fan or a country fan and not familiar. This particular press was part of the Vinyl Me Parton series, so you get this nice little unique kind of pink obi strip with the Dolly logo and the butterfly. And this was number 12, so they ran this all last year. This was the final LP in the series. Plus they did a couple releases in between, but weren't really part of the series, but more widely available. So I think in all totality, they released probably close to 15 or 16 albums. Don't quote me on that, but you were able to get a lot of Dolly at VMP last year. So this was the last one. And the specs on this one is AAA. Lacquers are cut from tapes by Ryan Smith, Sterling Sound, pressed on wheat Galaxy vinyl, and includes a lyric insert. So nice little package. I'm glad to finally have the entire series. I was a subscriber from the beginning, so I got all 12 albums, so this kind of completes it. And what's really, really cool about the last one is every quarter they kind of gave you like a little insert, like a little gift for being I guess a subscriber. And this time, this is how they ended it, which I think was a really cool way to end it, was this neat little, check this out, this is a Vinyl Me Parton plastic record divider, and it's got the, let me see if I can show this better, it has the Dolly Parton on top with, it's kind of carved in here or printed on here with the Vinyl Me Parton on the side there, and on the back it's also got Dolly Parton and the Vinyl Me Parton there. So really cool little ad to be able to put right in your record shelf. I got to tell you, one of the cool things about being part of the VMP Year of Dolly was expanding into the catalog. It was funny because when I was out record shopping, I was grabbing more Parton albums that weren't part of that series that I found in really good condition. So kudos to VMP and kudos to the Dolly team for really turning on folks to their music, because I think their sales probably went up on a lot of their albums because people were getting turned on to them thanks to the VMP series. At least I'm one of them. They got at least a little extra dollars for me. Am I going to unbox that divider? I don't know. I like keeping sometimes collectibles like that. It's funny. I love my records open. You'll see that in my comments. Two things, a scratch record or an unopened record, are no good for me. I want to be able to hear the music as the artist attended. But collectible things like that, like the little divider, it's going to kill me if I should open it or not and use it in the wall. So maybe I'll give an update if that's the case. All right, in the big box, there is a stack of albums here. Sorry for the noise. I'm moving the plastic out of the way because all I did was just cut it down the center. All right, here we go. Next up, we got Tony Rice, Church Street Blues. I remember when this came out. I think this thing sold out in like minutes or something. It was crazy how fast this went. If you're not familiar, this is really a classic record here. It's a great example of Tony Rice's kind of flat picking guitar style. And you do got some cool tracks on here. I think the one that I would suggest if you're looking to stream it and you're not familiar is probably Streets of London. I think that's the one I would start out with. That's probably a good hit. Or the Gold Rush. I think it would be either one of those, the Streets of London or Gold Rush. They're both on side A. Not that that matters on streaming, but that's what I would check out. This is AAA as well. Lacquer's cut from the original master tapes. Kevin Gray, coherent audio, translucent red vinyl. They're hand numbered, limited to 500. Oh yeah, check that out. So it does have a weird numbering here. It's like Sharpie 138, but then everything else is kind of embossed into the record. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of a strange approach. But anyway, pretty cool addition. Okay, moving on. We got a collaboration album. I think that's the best way I can say it. Loretta, Dolly, and Tammy, Honky Tonk Angels. 3 country legends, 1 album. What a cool concept here. Great collaboration. Bringing some of the most iconic voices in country together. This is also an exclusive record. I can see it right away. Nice the textured feel here, so it's embossed. 1601 here. How many is this? It says limited to 2,000 copies. I'll get to the rest of the hype sticker in a moment. And if you're looking for what song to play here, if you want to give it a spin, I would say Silver Threads and Golden Eagles. It features Jack Rhodes and Dick Reynolds. I think that's just such a cool song. Very powerful collaboration here. Specs on this guy is that it's the first U.S. vinyl release. Cool. Since 1993, so first time in the U.S. So how awesome is that? Pressed on blue and pink vinyl, and of course limited to 2,000 copies. So cool. Just kind of wrapping up all of that Dolly Parton in kind of one go. Okay, this one you might not know about. We got Oliver Nelson with Eric Dolphy, album Straight Ahead, and I'll tell you folks, if you're not familiar, this is kind of a hidden gem in jazz. It's got rich, intricate compositions, and it's got some really killer tracks. If you want to give this a spin or a stream, start out with Images. I think Images is a good song to start out with. It's right at the beginning of the album, so it's really easy to get to. Released as part of the VMP Classic series. And I think what's really cool about albums like this is because you can do your Coltrane's and your Davises and your Rollins and all of the jazz artists that everybody seems to have household names around. But VMP releases albums like this, which are really hidden gems. And to me, that's just all about their brand, right? Lost sounds found, and bringing back those albums that either we forgot about or are lesser known or are out of print. I feel like they've kind of fell away from that in recent times, but I feel like they're starting to get back into that, and you know that because folks are like, what are those albums they're releasing? Why would I care? Well, that's the whole reason you should care. That's what VMP is about, is bringing you stuff that you're not so familiar with. You can get the more familiar stuff at your local record store. You get VMP because the records sound great. They have amazing packages. They come with the Obi strips, and they bring you albums like this that are going to be a favorite on your turntable once you give them a spin. All right, specs on this one. Sorry, the new hype stickers here. AAA lacquers, Ryan Smith from Master Tapes, Sterling Sound. It's on black vinyl, and it's got listen and notes booklet. So plenty of things to read. Plus, of course, they give you some information right there on the record as well. So cool classic. Sorry if I went a little long on that one. I just know a lot of folks probably aren't familiar with that one. I wanted to give it a little bit of background. I'm smiling because I know what's next. I can see before you see what's next. So let's talk about Justice. I don't know if you just call this the Cross album, the Plus album, or just Justice album. I don't know how you actually label this, but this is a groundbreaking album, really. This song, come on, you know the song DANCE, right? Come on, you know it. Let's go DANCE, 1, 2, 3, 4, fight. Come on, you got it, right? What a cool album. All right, just kind of soak it in, and no tracks on the back end, but I would tell you DANCE is probably the song to go stream if you're not familiar, especially if you like electronic music. You got specs on this one. They're 45 RPMs. Jermaine Durham at the Exchange, it looks like, where the lacquer's cut. Pressed on 2 LPs, gold nugget, listening notes, an art print included on here. Part of the essentials. I don't know if this was... I don't know what essentials this one is. I guess it's the new essentials because there was another essentials I thought earlier. Maybe I'm wrong. But what a really cool album here. Oh, and check this out. It's got this verbiage, but let me just take a moment and read this one piece for you here. It says, "This record will invoke memories for any of you who lived through this point in time. But there's also a chance that you may be holding this record in your hands for the first time. Perhaps you've discovered it in your parents' or older siblings' record collection. And I assume this left its mark on them, too, as it has on us. So no matter how this record arrived on your record player, just be sure to play it loud." How cool is that? What a great little inscription. Oh man, I'm going to crank it up. You have to now. You have to crank the volume on that one. All right, how about A Tribe Called Quest, The Love Movement? All right, this was a pre-order of I think I aged 10 years since this thing came out. So I felt like I was waiting forever on this one. What a heavy album, by the way. This almost feels like a box set. This thing has got some weight to it. I love the reflectiveness here on the album itself. It's really, really sexy design here on the cover. It's a limited edition, it says up here. Triple vinyl, so that explains some of the weight. Contains 6 rare and unreleased bonus tracks. Cool, what are they? They are Scenario Remix, Moneymaker, Hot Sex, Oh My God Remix, Jazz We've Got re-recording, and 1, 2, I won't say that word. On this guy, if you're going to give it a spin, you're not familiar, I think Find a Way track A2 is the one that I would do. Specs on this bad boy: lacquers are cut from Ryan Smith, Sterling Sound, pressed on 3 LPs. We already talked about that. Cobweb vinyl. The heck is cobweb vinyl? I've never heard of that. It's got a triple gatefold jacket. Have y'all ever heard of cobweb vinyl? I've never heard of cobweb vinyl. You know what? I'm sorry, folks. Let's go. If you never pause, if you don't want to wait, hit the chapters, skip to the next one. But I got to see what this looks like. I'm sorry, I can't wait. Let's look at this together. Oh, I don't know about cobweb. It is cool effect, though. I was expecting something a little bit more crazy there, but that's okay. All right. I was a little bit like, what is that? I think they're just using cool names for something that they could call otherwise. But all right. You got me. Marketing. They're just telling you stuff, right? All right. Let's get this bad boy put away and on to the next album. So if you're wondering, while I get this sorted, if you're wondering exactly what VMP is, they are a membership club. You can buy albums from them. If you're not a member, they just tend to be more money. But they are a membership club. You become a member by subscribing to a track. They have a couple different tracks: classic, essential, rock, hip hop. And every month you get an album. Now, what if you don't like the album? Well, they let you know what they're going to send you in advance. You can either swap it for something else, or you can get store credit and buy something that you really, really want, maybe later down the road. So there's a lot of flexibility in it, but that's how you get these albums. And of course, part of the benefit of the VMP Club is you get discounted prices across everything that they sell. Sometimes I think you also get special coupons just for members. I'm not really sure on that. Don't quote me on that. And then of course you just get some really awesome records that, they're a little bit on the premium side. That's the biggest complaint, that VMP is not the cheapest game in town, but you do get a lot. You can see these albums are all high quality, all really thick jackets, really nice vinyl records, and they sound amazing. You look at all the mastering engineers on this one. So we got the Wu-Tang Clan, the W. This is a lot of raw energy packed into an album. Yeah. All right. Which one would I pick here for us here? I think I think Gravel Pit would be the song that I would say to give it a stream if you're not familiar. And what's cool about the VMP is that they really are releasing all of the Wu-Tang Clan's albums. If you're a fan, they've like been going through and doing individual albums from the artists and stuff like that. I mean, they've been doing a lot. The jacket here, the W is kind of raised above the regular surface, giving you that kind of texture on it. Yeah, it's really nice. It's part of the hip hop series, so I guess this was the hip hop record of the month. Lacquers cut by Cicely Boston at Air Mastering. She's like killer, man. She just won like a mastering engineering award or something last year. So she's just rocking it. She's like the one you want doing your hip hop records 100%. 2 gold and black Galaxy vinyls. You got some listen and note booklets as well. So another cool package. Can't wait to put that one on the table. The one thing that VMP does with hip hop records, man, they kill it. There's so much bass and everything into those records. It just really blows you away. Getting near the end here, we got Stevie Ray Vaughan and the Double Trouble. Couldn't stand the weather, and it's got a neat little tornado. This is kind of a shiny effect here on the record. I don't know if it's coming through. You got looks like he's Superman, doesn't it? He's not wearing the Superman thing, but man, he does look like he's Superman back there, huh? This is a VMP rock album. This really showcases a couple things here. This is a little bit of rock and blues, I think, infused into it. That's what Stevie Ray, I think, is really known for. You got lacquers cut from tapes. It doesn't say master tapes, so I guess maybe they're copies. Ryan Smith, Sterling Sound, 180 gram red and black split vinyl. Got to listen to notes as well. And track. What track would we say here? Cold Shot. Let's go with Cold Shot. Side 2, first track. I think that's the one that we would say. Yeah, that's the one. Try that out. See if that fits you. Okay. All right, this is the last record, but then there's some additional goodies to show you. They apparently included, actually I don't even know what that is, but we'll get to it in a second. The last one I have for you is Harry Nilsson, Pussycats. This one is actually interesting. It's produced by John Lennon. It's got Ringo Starr on drums, if I remember right. Yeah, Ringo Starr on drums. So you got a really cool thing here, and you know what's interesting? I'm looking at this cover. I mean, I think this quirkiness of how he's kind of dresses. I don't know. They're pussycats here, I guess, right? But it's got his face, and you got some toys laying around, yang symbol there, and just like this childish kind of behavior really is fitting for Harry's unique style. If you're not familiar with him, he's definitely a quirky artist, and he's kind of an acquired taste. But VMP's been doing a lot of their albums lately. They must have landed one heck of a contract. 50th anniversary, it says legendary Lost Weekend album. I don't know the reference there, I'm sorry. Press on exclusive Mucho Mungo Mount Elga vinyl. I got fooled by Cobweb. I'm not going to break this one out. I'll figure out what it looks like later. Note booklets, and you also got the art print as well. So, yeah, that wraps up. That's what was in those boxes, folks. There was a couple additional ads here. What is this? This is it says listen to more Harry Nilsson. And then it has some stuff on there, I guess, about the patch design, and says something about make your own, but I don't really know what you're supposed to do with this. I don't know if this is a sticker or what's happening here. But interesting. I'll probably just put it in with the album as an ad. And this is cool. This is the Ryzen issue. It looks like a little booklet here. Let's pop this thing open and see exactly what we have inside. So we got something coming out in June. Black Moses is Lumen, so I guess that's Isaac Hayes reference is what I'm assuming on that one. We got some interesting things on notes here, records. Oh, there it is right there, Isaac Hayes, Black Moses. You have Alice Coltrane's Eternity coming up. You also have Don Blackman's self-titled. You have, golly, look, another Harry Nilsson. Man, shoo, Jesus. They're really forcing that down your throat. Earl Sweatshirt, Big Pun. That should be a good album there. And your country, I'm not subscribed to the country. This month was Alan Jackson, Who Am I? You also got Clint Black. and Charlie Worsham. And we got coming up Little Richard. Here's Little Richard. That's a great album. That's actually Rolling Stone's Top 500 album. So that's one definitely to grab. And then T-Rex, self-titled album. I think I have an OG pressing of that one. So when that comes out, I might do another A-B comparison like I did with Heart. You got a little bit of an advertising here. I don't know what's going on here. Ben Glover's Serene Raps. So a little story. Bruisers and Bicycles. They were an upcoming, aspiring artist. I guess that's what these stories are about. On the Beat. Yeah, I don't know if this is the meditation album, but I pre-ordered some meditation album thing. I have no idea what it is. And I refuse to read about it. I don't want to know what it is. And then this is their Fanta series or something, right, that they're doing. So, yeah. Yeah. I said Fanta. I'm thinking of soda. I'm sorry. Fania. Jesus, it's been a day, folks. Anyway, I wanted to share all that with you. I hope that I hope you enjoyed my little bit of silliness at the end. Guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for participating on my unboxing. And if you'd like to see these records more in depth, if you want me to do a review, tell you how they sound, do an unpacking for you, just drop what records you like to see in the comments below. I love to interact with y'all and build a community. If it wasn't for you, I'd be talking to myself, which is what this feels like. But I want to just thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed your cup of coffee while you listen to me ramble. And I'll see you on the next video.